I woke up around 6 a.m. ready to face the day that will be filled with a hive of activities, from medical registration and filling out of my medical forms, depositing of school fees, and finding accommodation. Saturday began and I had to hit the ground running. Since I didn't have accommodation, there was only an external option. I had to start by one, finding accommodation, and two, since I had my school fees in cash, I had to find a way to deposit it into a bank. I hadn't done the medical checkup, so I had to find a hospital to do checkup rather, before getting registered on Monday. So all I did was to rush to town and started my medical checkup, where I finished around 11 a.m. Then decided to come back after having deposited, done all the things I wanted to do in town. So when I was in the vehicle is when I first found my first friend here. His name was Langat. He was this talkative guy. I know I'm a talkative guy, but I was wondering, who the hell is this guy? He's talking too much more than me. He's ananipiga converses. So what I did was to just introduce myself to him. Akaniuliza, unaitwa nani? Umepata nyumba? Unafanya course gani? Nikamwambia course nafanya. I had enrolled for actuarial science, for those who don't know. Coincidentally, he also had enrolled to do actuarial science. So we were classmates. He had a room with one vacancy, and I didn't have a room. Therefore, I had no option but to accompany him. Akaniambia, manze, nyumba huwezi pata. So the best you can do is ukuje juu mimi niko na nyumba iko hapo hivyo, ni watu wawili wanafaa kuishi, but niko peke yangu sasa, so unaweza kuja tuishi naye. Rent 2,500. So that's how I ended up getting a room for the first time. Mark you, I haven't had good sleep. However, before I go on, allow me to backtrack a little bit just to say thank you to some good friends that I met after I had woken up around 6 a.m. in the morning at the student center with cold beating me left and center. My scapulars were freezing cold. My lungs were almost choking. I met a friend by the name Leonard, and he offered to buy me some tea in the student's mess. And my first meal in Dedan Kimathi I acquired from a friend whom I even didn't know. We got out of town, we come. The landlord wants rent for the entire semester that accrues to about 10,000 shillings, and I have only 5,000. So we had to do some talks here and there, left, right, and center, trying to negotiate a deal so that hey, I'll tell my parents, man, I don't have money right now. I cannot give you all of it. Walikuwa wamenipea pesa internal accommodation, but I will call them. Wait for E50, nitawapigia niwaambie I need more rent, niwaeleze alafu nitumie nikulipe. So he accepted anyway. Everything started on a good note. Classes tunazisonga hapa na pale until 2 weeks into my studies, something happens. The engineering students of Dedan Kimathi realized that their course was not yet accredited, so they go on a rampage, and our academics are shattered a little bit. Hatuna vile tutaendelea na masomo. The school was closed for one. I remember for us who were, let's say, innocent, we were told to break for a week and then come back. But the rule for coming back was we were supposed to pay 300 shillings per student for damages, I remember. Yeah, so that's what happened. And then those who were culprits, or rather those who were the pioneers of the rampage, had to come after a month. So we come back a week later, we start classes again for 3 weeks. These guys come on a Friday, and on Monday, I don't know, somebody did some mathematics and says, no guys, we did, I don't know, they said they burned grass, so paying 300 shillings was a little bit harsh. So to retaliate, wakasema, we have to do something a bit heavier. And on Monday, everybody on the street, easy master, easy master. Shit. Classes again, tempered it. So the school was closed for about a month for people to cool down. Watu wakavunja vitu. I remember this is now when people broke, the buses were broken, some hostels were broken, windows, the student mess, the director of student welfare was down. And all this happened in about 5 minutes. So we went on an indefinite or definite closure of about a month. And then we were told to report back, and every student had to pay 500 shillings. Yes. So that is what happened. Then at this point, I started getting pushed to pay the remaining rent. But when we come, the landlord decided to add us another member in our room. So we were 3 in a room of 2, and he tells us he will give us some discount on the rent. So instead of paying 25, we will pay 2,000 unlike the rest. So that's what we agree. So I pay him, which meant I was owing him 3,000 shillings. So I paid him 3,000 shillings. I was sure I am done with my rent. So we continued the studies. Now towards the examinations, my first ever exams in Dedan Kimathi. First year actuarial science, mathematics for science. Ndio kung'ang'ana pale manze. Thank you very much. I am seated in the class, waiting for the paper lecturer to bring the papers. My classmate comes, or rather my roommate again, and tells me, Eddie Messi, hebu guess ni aje? Siki landlord ameenda na mattress yako. Landlord ameenda na what? Why? The reason is I haven't completed the rent for the semester, and I'm like, wait, I did clear. You told us we will pay 2,000, not 2,500. He wants me to add more? No, you can't. So I got a bit discombobulated in this moment. But anyway, I sat down and did my exam. Nakumbuka hiyo exam nilifanya nikilala kwa carton. Every night I was sleeping on a carton. Because hata pesa akiniitisha saa hiyo siwezi mpea, sina mali nitatoa. So I was sleeping on a carton, tunasoma tunakuja tunafanya exam, and that's how I successfully did my first semester in Dedan Kimathi University.